Hey, good morning everybody. What's up, how we doing here? It is Thursday, y'all. Got the weekend coming up here. Just 2 more days left in this session, or in this week, I'm sorry. Let's finish them strong here, right? You know, I hate to be a bear here in this rally up, right? But just getting kind of tough here for upside. The higher and higher we go into this daily Keltner channel, right? You know, just like we see the bounces out of the bottom of this study, right, to recover, we'll kind of see something similar here at the very top. Doesn't mean it happens today, doesn't mean it happens tomorrow, right? Because same thing as here, can just kind of grind it for a while. But just tough, right? Just tough to really play some upside here. But that doesn't mean we won't keep getting it, right? We could slowly just keep grinding higher here, maybe up into this 4,600 here on ES. So something to be mindful of, right? I'm going to keep saying it in the chat. Very wary of upside, tough for upside. But I'm also keep saying, keep riding that wave, right? Just keep riding that wave until it's over. But something just to be very careful about here in these upcoming days, right? Ultimately, you know, we should eventually get a reversion to the mean here, right? Or at least a retest of, again, this previous zone of consolidation, right? Remember, I was talking about this zone right here for quite a few days as we were working our way up to it. And then sure enough, again, we got a little bit of consolidation here, right? Right under this 4,400. So I wouldn't be surprised that as the mean crawls up into this same zone, right, that we eventually do get that reversion to the mean somewhere near this 4,400. And if all goes well, right, we just keep climbing higher from there. Just a little dip to keep going higher. But we gotta be careful here as always, right? We've got a lot of stuff happening here in the world. We got 2 war fronts still. Just gotta be mindful of all these things. But overall, looking great here, right? Really nice pump here the last couple weeks. Nothing really standing in our way here to really drag us back down. But of course, you know, just some simple technical analysis could just bring us back down to a point or to an inflection point, right? Possible retest and we go higher. So just something to keep in mind here when you are playing longs or you are playing calls, right? Could always have a decent move back down in store for us at some point. But again, don't fight trend, right? We base here this morning again and just keep going higher. Just keep playing higher. Just keep working what's working. Very simple. Alright, NQ up here, similar situation, right? Indices gonna look pretty much the same here. NQ being, you know, definitely the strongest here of the indices. And up to the 16,000, right? We haven't seen the 16,000 in a while. So happy to be back up here, up at this 16,000. A little crack through it here yesterday before the open, right, on that data. But we're up here at a weekly squeeze top. Again, a great point for a rejection, but not going to try and fight the trend too hard here, right? You know, a very easy trade is a rollover here at this 16,000 once again. That doesn't mean it happens today, right? It doesn't mean it happens tomorrow. You know, we could get more days like yesterday, no problem. Right? Again, could look something like here. Middle of October, right? Had a nice run up and then just kind of sideways for a while. We could have this here the next couple days, right? Price action goes sideways for a little bit. All these moving averages catch up, and then a retest of the mean becomes a very, very light pullback, for example. So just something to keep in mind, right? Especially here where we trade very short-term options, right? Or we have people trading futures. you know, it could be a lot of nothing here these next couple days as the market just settles. But again, I'm going to be very picky about all of my trades here today, tomorrow, going into next week, just because we're at a tough spot, right? Again, you know, I'm going to keep saying this all morning. Can we go higher? Of course. Is it going to be hard? I would think so. But I was showing this on Monday and over the weekend in my preps, but going to show it again here. A lot of names here on a weekly chart. Even on this Keltner study, right, we still have some room to the upside to run here on a weekly chart. And a lot of individual names are going to look like this, right, where on a weekly there's still a little more room to the upside, but on a daily looking really tough. Right, so again, you know, I don't want to be a bear up here, especially because that weekly does show a little bit more room to the upside, but just getting kind of tough here on a daily, right? I'm just going to be keeping this at the forefront of my mind, you know, and really preserving capital here to the upside, right? Not going to get super risky to the upside. Definitely need to be trimming contracts quickly for upside plays. And just, you know, protecting our ports here, right? Got about 4 minutes here, so I'm just going to quickly plow through some names real quick. YM, again, same situation, right? Not going to really spend time here looking the exact same, but here we go, right? All these tech names going to look pretty similar up here. Super jacked up on the daily. Go to a weekly, and we have some room, right? We were talking about these downside trends here that we were starting to crack through on weeklies as well. Right? We have a nice little trend line from the top here through all of this price action, and we're now cracking through it, right? So again, nice move up here for Apple. This 190 or this 200 could be tough, but again, we got some room to run before we get to 200, for example. So again, something to keep in mind, upside can still work, just have to be very, very safe with it. AMD, again here on this weekly chart still, right? Nice trend line to the downside, cracking through it for some possible upside. Already got up to this weekly squeeze and rejected it, you know, could have a nice run back up to this weekly squeeze again today. Giving you a nice pump of about, let's see, 3, maybe 5 points here back up on AMD. It's a solid play to the upside, so I don't mind AMD here either direction. Amazon, we're talking about it here a little bit this morning in the chat. Amazon fading here a bit up near this 150, right at this weekly squeeze top, but fading due to Walmart lowering their guidance, right? Amazon, a little bit more of a tech company, but obviously, you know, big time in consumers as well. So just feeling a little bit of heat here from a fellow name in the sector. But really like Amazon here also both ways. Amazon, what I'm going to keep an eye on, right? Maybe we get a bounce at this 140 and we can run back up to, you know, anything above here. 148 might be quite a move here for Amazon in one day, especially with an ATR of less than 4, but who knows, you know, maybe a little play from 140 up to 145 or so if we get some upside here today. But also like the short here, right, we're not too far from the daily mean. This daily mean will probably open up here near 138 or so. A move from 141-ish to 138, not a bad one. So I'm going to be keeping an eye probably on that 138 put. Got about a minute here, so just going to quickly go through a couple more here. Google still trying to fill this gap here to the upside. Not too far off, though. I think it's up to about 137 or 138 that we fill the gap. So Google, another one, I like both directions here. Meta fading a little bit here from this squeeze top. Meta really up at these highs, even on the weekly, right? So might leave Meta alone here. Just kind of been dragging above this 300. Microsoft getting down here near this 370, could have a little run up back up to this 375 or so, but again, Microsoft another one pretty jacked up here, might give it a little time to cool down. Netflix, we were talking about Netflix this morning too, really just can't bring myself to buy upside here when we're cracking out the top of this calendar channel, but again, on a weekly, got some room to the upside. So if you like this, you know, we could reach 475, maybe 480 or so. But again, just kind of a tough one there. NVIDIA, I don't mind here, right? Especially with President Xi here from China coming in. Obviously, always talking with China about chips. So let's see. You know, Microsoft had some good chip news, so I definitely don't mind Microsoft to the upside for that reason as well. But NVIDIA here could carry on with some related chip news. So something to keep an eye on there. But alright, ding ding ding. Let's jump into these charts here. Make sure I have my beast updated. I think I updated it this morning, but we're going to double check. And alright, immediately getting some rotation here, right? We talk about this every single morning here, I feel like now. NQ pulling back a little bit. YM popping a bit here up to this 35,000 key psych level. Really like this 35,000 here for YM. Something to keep an eye on here. Ooh, and tick opening right at 0. Don't love that here for us trading options, right? This could turn into some serious chop this morning, so definitely keep an eye on that. But I'm liking this recovery bounce immediately from NQ, right? Kind of washing away a little bit of this rotation here that we've been typically getting. So let's see here. You know, just like tick here opening near 0, ADD not too far off from 0 as well, opening here at negative 100. So we could have us a nice calm start here on our hands. Obviously annoying here for options, but timing is everything for us, right? So we just gotta wait, just gotta chill, let this open settle, and we'll start making some moves here. Take a peek over here at some of these contracts, and I started up here with the 450 call on SPY, and I have this 448 put open here on SPY, both expiring today. Again, with the strong moves we have had recently, you know, going to be a little bit tougher here on Beast to make its calculations just because a lot of these contracts have had low volume. Amazon dipping here a little bit harder, right? Had a good dip here pre-market on Amazon. And these puts opening up pretty jacked up and just going higher here. This 140 put obviously now in the money, cracking up above our open range sell zone. Let's see, I like that 138 as a target, which was the mean. Let's see what we get here. 30 cents to 60 cents already on this 138 put. Damn, and Amazon dropping hard here. But again, let's see if we get a bounce. Maybe we get an entry. Amazon already at pretty much an ATR down, so it might be a little bit tough here. Not sure. It might be worth not chasing, right? We probably need a decent bounce and a rejection here. But we know we have some levels to work with here on Amazon. Obviously, primarily from our Beast tool here. Could reject this open range buy zone, but I also like having this low of week here from the last couple days, just a little bit below the open, right? So maybe one of these 3 levels here in this zone will give us our short entry on Amazon. YM up to VWAP here, and our open range buy zone, cracking through it and pushing off of this 35,000. Let's go. Nice little bounce here for the market. Even NQ with a nice little bounce here. Just trying to hang on to this open level and to VWAP. Looking a little tough here for NQ so far. Just going to take a quick look around at these names, see how we're doing real quick, sorry. Oh, a little hiccup there. All right, Apple going a little bit higher here. Let's go. Cracking through this 190. Oh. And again, just keeping an eye on this trend line right here, right? We're way off of it now. Got a nice gap up here through it, or not a gap, but we have a nice margin here before coming back to retest this trend line. So should be good, right? Apple, if anything, if it does pull back, just expecting a little pullback to maybe some moving averages, like this daily 8 exponential moving average here at about 185. Not a crazy pullback and could just go higher from there. See how these chips are doing here. AMD with a little pop. Just want to jump over to NVDA to see the comparison, and NVIDIA a little drop. So seeing a little bit of rotation here, even just within sectors, right here within chips. Netflix pulling back a little bit, right? Kind of what I want to see up here. So high up on this daily Keltner chart. So let's see here. Higher for me is tough here on Netflix. But again, don't really want to short such a strong name, right? We could see just a little bit of a pullback, a little bit of chop, let all the other moving averages and whatnot catch up to it, and then eventually it bases and starts to rip again. So just gotta let that baby chill. Microsoft kind of in the same situation, right? Just kind of tough for upside here. Can it do it? Yes, but I just don't love it. Oh, Meta dropping here. Kind of hard. Even in the pre-market, took a little heat down back below this 330 and coming down to this daily 8 exponential moving average. In low of week here at about 326, just a little under 326, could be a good spot for a bounce here on Meta. A little something to keep an eye on if you like Zuck here. Zuck been really strong here in this run up, and even really strong the entire year. So I would not blame you for trying to pick up some calls here. Not a bad one. Google still just kind of dragging ass, trying to fill this gap, right? This gap up to about 138-ish here, 137 and some change. Just kind of slowly filling this gap. Really annoying, but trying to make it happen here. And Amazon cracking under this 140, taking a little bounce here though. We do now have a little gap here on the daily, right? So maybe we come up and fill this gap. Maybe we roll over down here to the daily mean. I like Amazon here both ways. And on this daily chart, right, giving us some room to play in both directions as we come back down here near the mean. All right, let's jump back over here to our indices. And we're still just kind of dragging ass here a little bit, right? And Q starting to pop here a bit, and YM starting to pull back here a little bit. Had a dip back under 35,000, but trying to hold this 35,000. And again, not going to be surprised if we just pin or if we just sit here, right? Tick kind of told us out the gate. ADD kind of told us out the gate. Already crossing up to positive here and crossing back to negative. Same with Tick. Won't be surprised if we just see some rotation here for a little bit this morning. But I have to say, so far, I'm probably the most interested in this Amazon short. Just want to see a nicer pop to maybe get in at this open level. Can get closer, of course, for something a little bit higher in value. Let's see if this 140 pulls back to its open level at about 80 cents. I would like that. It's not bad. See this 139. Oops. 139. Here at 50 cents at its open level. Ooh. I would like that right here. See if Amazon lets us in here at this open level. VIX open and fading just a little bit here. Back under 15, back under 14 here. And if you're new to us here, and new to our tool here, we do provide this tool here at Predicted Trades, completely coded here in-house. And I just want to point out right here on ES, this thick white dash line right here, this is our open level. Of course, this is futures, so this is the open level from last night. And then this smaller dashed white line right here without a numerical value, right? This is not a drawing or a level. This is the previous day's open here on our Beast tool. So I just wanted to point out here that we have both these open levels kind of close to each other and we're still just chopping at them, right? So just an easy way to see here that, you know, through the previous day and through today, we are still at these same levels and pinning, right? And if we just chop it up through here all day, again, just kind of giving us that little bit of a hint that we're not really going anywhere, right? That we need to be patient here. So ultimately, just looking for a move away from this 45.15, right? Whether it be upside or downside, no idea just yet, but once we start to make a leg away from it, I'm looking to jump into that direction after a retest maybe of these open levels, or a retest just of something along the way in that direction. Right, say we actually end up dropping here, we crack below these open levels and start to make a leg away, maybe we crack through this low from yesterday, right? But we come back and retest that low from yesterday. That's a great entry here to keep on going to the downside. And looking for something similar to the upside, right? We move away from these open levels, maybe get up to this 45.20, come back and maybe retest these open levels or retest this 5-minute 21, which is this tan dashed line right here. Or retest VWAP, my white triangles right here. These will crawl up with price action, maybe we get a pullback, retest them in this area right here, and go higher. But while we're in this little zone here, not really interested in anything. Amazon, I really like here. We do have this 143 call at Beast on Amazon. But again, was more interested in the short here on Amazon. With that Walmart news, that lowered Walmart guidance. And just, you know, a general pullback, which really all of our tech names need here, including Amazon. Not too far off from this mean, so this is ultimately what I would like to hit here. But again, just gotta be patient, since the rest of the market is just kind of waiting. But let's see, tick continuing to cross back and forth through 0. ADD dropping here a little bit. Low of day on ADD. YM up to this open level. Let's start to see if maybe we get some rotation back here. NQ popping a little bit. Yep, here we go. YM also staying up here, and ooh, even popping a little bit here up to this open level and through it. But again, don't love this, right? ADD is down here printing low of day, and all of our indices are popping here. But we do have VIX going lower, so that's good. The dollar dropping as well gives us upside in the market, so that's working out for us here. Nice pop here so far. But NQ now pulling back at this open range sell zone. Right, so a quick pop here for NQ, but some rotation out of NQ and holding up YM. Oh, Amazon with a nice little pop here. Come on, Amazon, pop a little bit more. Let us get in here at about 50 cents on this 139 put. Only been about 15 minutes here, y'all, so if you're not in a trade, don't stress it, right? It's still early here. Nothing super great here, screaming just yet. But I like this rejection here at our open range sell zone on NQ. This could help out our thesis on the Amazon short if maybe we continue to see little pops here for Amazon and NQ up to this zone, right? And then we roll over from there. Amazon popping here a bit. So same kind of deal, right? I want to see Amazon maybe get up to this previous low here from this week. Since we have had little cracks here through our open range buy zone, wouldn't mind it just a little bit higher before trying to short it here. And if it doesn't happen, then I just won't take a trade just yet. Gotta be picky here as we are in a tough spot for the market in general. Let's go. NQ popping up again. And YM getting up to our open range sell zone now and rejecting, right? Same zone as NQ here that I rejected a minute ago. And the same zone that ES is currently in as well, right? These zones here that I'm talking about are provided by our Beast tool here that we provide every single day to our paid members. And a nice rejection for YM right at it here, pretty much to the cent, and coming back down. Ooh, Amazon up to the level that we want. Alright, I'm going to start giving it a little bit of a shot here. Cracking through up to this open level. Again, that's why I just bought one, right? Just bought one. Gave myself a little bit of a chance to be wrong. Up to this open level, though. So I'm going to buy a second one here. And if we start to really rip and punch in a high of day, then I will bail out here for a small loss. No problem. let's see. Watch said Microsoft. So again, you know, as always, just looking for a nice level here to put on some risk, right? And we have identified that here on Amazon at this open level, right? Kind of close to this previous low of week. We got the 5-minute 21 also down up in here, right? And so just looking to stay below this right here, right? We start to crack higher and crack through this high of day, then we'll bail out, right? But again, right now, just in 2 contracts, only down about 9 or 10 bucks. We are chilling. And just going to give this some time to work, right? Especially as NQ keeps rejecting here at this open range sell zone. I'm feeling pretty okay about picking up these puts right here. Just got to give it a little time to work. Oh, and SPY up at a key psychological level here of 450. Right, let's see if this cracks through this. NQ going a little bit higher here, ES as well. Ooh, ES high of day here. But met with little rejections, right? We have a lot of squeeze tops up here as well. 30-minute here. Got a 2-hour here on YM. And still early here, y'all. Still gonna be volatile here since we are still at the open. Just gotta give these things a little bit of time. I'm gonna be right back, y'all, in 1 minute. Ooh, and everything popping a little bit higher here. Let's see how Amazon's doing. Oof, Amazon going a little bit higher than I would like, but we're at some key levels here. Let's see. Again, I'm just in 2 contracts, so nothing that's going to break me here. I'm only down 47 bucks. But, you know, get myself from time to time here. Can't be fighting our beast tool here, right? This 143 call right at beast, held and took off from here, printing a double off of beast. Just goes to show, right? Gotta be more robotic out here. Putting too much human into these trades. That's alright. This put down here to our open range buy zone. We're up to some inflection points here on Amazon as well, and still early, right? Don't doubt we snap right back here. And got this until tomorrow, so not too stressed here. But nice crack through 450 here on SPY. Oh man, cranking. LRCX as well. Let's see what the peeps are throwing out here. Man, holding up over here of 700. Damn. Some good looks here for the market for sure. Crazy strength in this market. And NQ up to this previous day's open here at this 895. Starting to push a little bit through this 30-minute squeeze top, and we do have a 1-hour squeeze top up here. Let's see, again, just going to take a peek around to see how we're doing. Apple cracking through this 190. Let's go. Almost up to 191. Damn. Chill, baby. AMD, nice pop here off this 117. Cracking through 119. Nice move here in this last half hour. Amazon we're already looking at. Google up to 136. Oof. Meta, man, after that dip down, nice recovery back up here to this 330. Oh, Microsoft, gross. And just riding the top of this third color channel, right? Wow. Netflix, man, nice dip on Netflix here down to this 459 and some change, coming right back up to about 464. What a leg, damn. And NVDA just kind of chilling here under this 490. Up to this point of control though, let's see if NVIDIA makes a little move here off of this point of control. Don't mind that at all. ADD still going lower here. It's got to be small caps, I'm assuming. Man, what a pump up here for Amazon as well. Let's see if Amazon's going to fill this little gap here. Getting there, getting there. Still a little bit of work to go though. Let's see if we get this rejection here at this previous day's open and this 30-minute squeeze top, right? Having a little bit of trouble getting through here now. Right, we are at some key inflection points across the board here. And we are getting down to our beast zone itself here on this 139 put. So I'm going to go ahead and average down here a little bit. Take another one for now. Brings me down to 43 cents on this put. I'm going to give this a little chance to work here as these calls also get up to our open range sell zone. Let's see. The dollar continuing to drop here, getting down to this low of day. Ooh, it might crack it here, but let's see if we get a bounce here at a critical point here for the dollar. And ADD had a good move down. So a little mixed on internals here. Tick not really going anywhere. VIX and the dollar definitely giving us this upside look with a little bit of downside from them. We are at some tough levels here though. Let's see if all these things start to reverse here. Oof, and cracking through this low from yesterday. Might bail out of these puts here now. Cracking through too many levels here. Ah, we are right at this point of control though. And we're at beast here on this put, so I'm just gonna let that chill for a second. We got this good through tomorrow, so still some time on this contract as well. Gonna let that baby simmer. Oh man. Alright. Damn, Amazon, a little beast here. Stay under this point of control though. We're cool here. We're cool. Definitely like to see this call pulling back a little bit. Alright, my final one. Too good here at 20 cents. Let's see. Let this baby crank. Starting to get some pullbacks here on all the indices. And I'll get the decider here, I'm sure. You know, we start to either pull back and Amazon joins along, or we start to pull back and Amazon doesn't join along, so we bail out of that baby. Or we just have a tiny pullback here and start cranking higher, and then also gonna have to bail out of that Amazon. But it's all good. It's all good. As always, just looking for a good level to put on risk, right? Gone through a couple of them, but just gotta let those levels work out, and we'll see. VIX starting to pop back up here a bit. ADD continuing lower. Getting some sell signals here on the major indices. Buy signal on VIX. So I like that here for some shorts. But again, could just go higher here. So ready to bail here on Zon if I have to, but gonna give her a little chance to base here at our B zone. I know it kind of got a lot going on right here, but our B zone is this green highlighted zone with just the red and the teal or cyan dotted lines. Easier to see if you look over here to the left on this call, right? This zone right here that crosses over both days, this is our main B zone, right? This is where we primarily want to buy any option, right? It clearly worked out here on the call this morning. But we're now down at it at this put. So going to give this baby some time to work here, and maybe it'll give us something like this, right? But if we crack to this point of control, I am going to bail out of this. We're just going to give her a little time here, since I have a little bit of time as well. And here we go. NQ popping up higher to put in a new high of day. And Amazon as well here, but not losing too much value now on the puts, right? Let's see if this premium starts to hold as Amazon maybe starts to just chop here at this point of control, right? Obviously not ideally how I wanted this to work out, but it doesn't mean it still won't work out here in the next couple of hours, right? And as we know, the opens are always very volatile, right? We can come in with a plan, but they typically punch us in the face here at open, right? And kind of start throwing a wrench into our plans. But that doesn't mean ultimately what your thesis was won't play out here in an hour or two, right? They are very good at that. You know, they know exactly what you prep, you know, pre-market or the night before. And they already know what likely, you know, you are thinking your plays are going to be the next morning. And of course, you know, big money's got way more patience than we do. We're trying to execute on that plan right at the open, right? But they're not going to ever make it easy. They know what we prep, right? They are artists with these charts. They know exactly what they're painting on your screen. And to further drive that point home, right, I'm sure it's happened to all of us, probably more times than we want to admit, that we bail out of a position and then we look an hour later and it ripped in your favor, right? And so that's why I always, when I enter a position, right, I don't go full position size out the gate, right? Start adding. You know, had I added all 4 of these contracts up here at 50 cents, I would be in a lot of pain right now, you know, but because I added on my way down, it's not too bad, right? My average here is 38 cents. You know, a pullback to the daily 8 might bring me back to level here, right? A very simple pullback. And let's see, it's starting to get a little bit of a rollover here, right? Nothing crazy. Again, hyper aware that this could be a tiny pullback to just rip higher. ADD still giving us this downside look. Oh, ADD down to our open range buy zone. Could be a spot for a bounce for ADD, but again, close to zero here. We obviously see ADD go down to like negative 2,500 or so, so obviously plenty of gas here in the tank for ADD to go either direction. And starting to see what I want to see here, right? This 139 put basing here at our B zone, right? Also tucked in with our open range buy zone. They're kind of stacking right here, right? Try to make it a little bit easier to understand what you're seeing here using this chart on the left side, right? This green zone and this green zone here are stacking on each other over here. And we love to see that, right? That gives us more of a combined zone here to bounce off of. Again, no guarantees out here in the market, so it doesn't mean we don't just fall under it, but again, just a nice level here to put on risk, right? If we're wrong, we'll quickly know we're wrong here. And again, typically I do like to wait until we hit these zones, but because it was the open here and things are a little more volatile and Amazon was already going short, didn't mind just putting on a little exposure prematurely. But again, no problem that we got down to our main buy zone, added a little more. Let's see if it works out here. But I again cannot stress enough, you know, where we're at overall in the market as a whole, right? Had a really nice leg up here for the past 2 weeks or so. Doesn't mean we don't keep going higher, right? But a very real scenario is this right here, right? Going sideways and allowing all of the million indicators and studies that everyone uses to kind of catch up to price action, right? Or overall, I wouldn't mind seeing a pullback to the top of this zone, right? To the top of this zone here of consolidation. Maybe a little bounce off the top of it and then we keep going. That would be nice. But again, a very realistic scenario here is just going sideways, right? Maybe a really slow drip into this 4,500 between today and tomorrow. Would be miserable for us, but obviously something that is very possible here in the market and something they love to do. Well, I am pulling back a little bit harder here, down to VWAP in this 5-minute 21. And again, we have this 35,000 key psych level right here. And Q with little bounces here on what I'm hoping is a pullback, right? So maybe isn't going to happen here, right? Amazon also catching a nice little bounce up here to hold up. Again, gonna wait until we crack through point of control and get up to our destination sell zone to bail out, but not loving this, right? I want to see NQ have a nice little drop here. But again, it's still early, only been for about 45 minutes, right? This could come here later in the day, so just gotta be patient here with these contracts. And just going to be keeping an eye on here on Amazon's relative strength, right, compared to NQ and ES, right? If these things start to drop and Amazon holds up, then it is not a good trade. YM down to this 35,000. Let's see if we start to really crack below it, or if Amazon starts to, or YM starts to bounce here. Sorry. Little bounce in YM here so far to hold that 35,000. But still getting a little bit of a downside look here from tech, from Amazon. Let's see if it drags ES as well here. Tick, a little bounce up here to 0. Let's see if we get a rejection here to continue lower. Right, we're getting a tiny downtrend here from tick. Nothing too crazy, but slowly working its way down. Let's see if it starts to just live negative. ADD going a little bit lower here as well. Nothing too crazy, but down to our open range buy zone. Let's see if we can crack it or if we bounce. And Q dropping here a little bit more. ES as well. Bought you, Amazon. Come down here with the gang, baby. ES a little dip under VWAP here. Okay, YM a nice drop here through this 35,000. And NQ down to VWAP here. And Amazon not doing much, so might not be a good short here after all. They just let her drip with Walmart a little bit pre-market and are holding it up here so far. But let's see. Let's see how much she can resist here against the market if everything starts to drop. Alright, starting to drop here a little bit more across the board. Not looking like it's Amazon though. Not a good short here. Let's see if she catches up here in the next few minutes. Just going to let it ride as it's not going higher. We are dropping here nicely. Take a little look around here, see some people calling Tesla. Oh, nice short here on Tesla. Nothing too crazy though. Nice short from this daily 50 though. Let's see what we're dropping here. AMD a little pullback, nothing too wild. NVDA a little pullback, but again, nothing too crazy. And a little bit of a pop here. Amazon taking that pop in stride, looking like our other names here as well. Tech still strong here, you know, even in these little pullbacks, holding up here. See how our DGen option chain is looking here. Got some things lighting up on both sides right now. Okay, okay. And alright, y'all, you know, we can really focus in on these legs, but just have to also keep in mind, right? Again, we're still just near these open levels. Not really going anywhere. Haven't really gone anywhere. Right? Again, just like yesterday. This could just be a pin here. We just ultimately don't do anything. And kind of looking like it, you know, bouncing here at this open level on NQ and ES. YM back up through this 35,000 key psych level. Amazon bouncing back up here a bit as well. Let's look through some of these names again. NVDA, nice bounce back up through this point of control, but chopping through point of control here on VIDI. What else we got here? Tesla, down to this low from yesterday. Tesla looking at least more directional. What else we got here? Meta. Again, just not going anywhere here. Microsoft, whoops. Man, Microsoft holding up here at this 375. Really strong bounce here across the board, right? All of our indices here with a strong bounce. And again, just watching here for Amazon to crack through point of control for me to bail out here. But under this point of control, I feel all right. Especially because I got time on this, right? This will recover no problem. Oh, but take up the high of day here, positive 600. And again, looking like we might get a little pullback here. And let's see if we have us another little pullback here. Alright, especially if we do just pin here, wouldn't be surprised if we just come right back to this open level, maybe dip a little bit under it, right? Come right back up to this 45.20. Volume has been pretty steady here since the open, right? Nothing too crazy, holding within my party lines, but getting up to them. And let's see, I have this. Keep an eye on this as well. Just because I have these right here. But again, just not really going anywhere, right? Just gotta be patient here. You know, could get a nice move here into like lunchtime, maybe end of the day. But it could just be a pin here today, right? Just gotta be careful with this. Amazon here, at least not putting any higher high, right? Putting in a lower high. Let's see if we start to work our way back down here. But again, I can't say I'm surprised at all to see the price action we're getting here this morning, because it's been the same price action pretty much every morning here for the last couple of weeks, right? Oh, and popping a little bit higher here. Met with little rejections though. But again, I can't stress this enough that we are at a very critical spot in the market, right? What I keep showing over here on a more zoomed out chart, right? Gonna be some tough price action up here, Really just gotta wait to like make a leg away from this, wait for that pullback to kind of clean the slate, easier to go higher from there. This is definitely what we're going to get here until we make a move away from these inflection points. See if we get back down to this open level here on ES. Right, I wouldn't mind a test here of yesterday's low. We bounced at it right before the open. Well, I am peaking under 35,000 again. Coming a little bit lower here on ES. Amazon still not really helping us out. Not surprised. Man, I did just slap this SPX put here as well, but I got out here at about 3.8. I did cover my Amazon position at least, but going a little bit lower here. Let's see if Amazon starts to join the party here. But I did pick up a nice short here on this SPX 4490 put. I got in here at about 2.5, I think. Got up here near 4. Starting to hit this trail line, so maybe a good spot here that I pulled out on, but we'll see. And again, just expecting more pinning, right? We're starting to get this fade here, which awesome, right? But just very wary that it might just keep coming back here and not really going anywhere. So not upset that I took the gains here on this put. Obviously wish I was still in it, but that's trading, right? But hey, I at least covered my Amazon position here completely, so I am green on the day. Just need Amazon to do something here, baby. Come on. And just being met with bounces, right? Just being met with bounces. But again, I have covered this Amazon position here with this SPX put. So I'm gonna let this just ride here. You know, I'm green on the day. And yeah, taking this bounce right back up here, right? Gross. So just going nowhere here, y'all. Just going nowhere. But alright, y'all, I'm going to wrap up my session here a couple minutes early. I'll be on again tomorrow at the open. Hopefully we get a nice little move here in the afternoon, right? Either direction, don't really care, but just some movement, right? All this sideways action really kills us here as we are playing options. But I hope you all have a great rest of the day. Definitely stay safe out there, right? We could just keep doing this for a while, right? Another hour, another 2 hours, no problem. So stay mindful of that, right? Remember to, you know, trim when the positions are going in your direction, right? Ooh, starting to get a little drop here. Maybe Amazon too? Come on, baby. Amazon not really falling here, but getting a little premium back into these babies. Let's see. But anyway, you know, as you trim out of a position, remember to also slowly add into a position, right? Again, you know, I'm taking a little heat here. But it would have been way worse if I picked up all 4 contracts when I picked up that first one at about 50 cents, right? I was able to add down here because I didn't go full position size immediately, right? Always allow yourself the room to average down, especially because the most common problem for retail traders, you and I, here on the market is getting in too early. Right? Even to this day, it still happens to me all the time. I get in too early, I have to suffer a little bit, but then like an hour or 2 later, the move that I wanted happens, right? So an easy way to just reduce stress and reduce risk, right, is to slowly add into your position, right? If you start to slowly add and it immediately goes your way, well, at least you have a little bit of exposure, right? But probably most of the times you get into a position, right, you might see a little red first before seeing that green. So a good way to just reduce your exposure, reduce the risk and the stress is to slowly add contracts, right? And then ultimately, like here, if this just never dips, well, at least I'm not down 200 bucks here, right? I'm down about 80 bucks here. So something just to keep in mind here, y'all, as you go into the rest of the day and into tomorrow as well. All right, we do have, monthly option expiration tomorrow. So again, not surprised to see some pinning here. These last 2 days, maybe they let us run here tomorrow. Right, could be a pullback, you know, maybe where they need to end here for these options to expire, these monthly options to expire, is somewhere lower than where we're at because we've had a decent run up, right? Again, I have no idea where that is. Maybe it's 4,400, right? We have seen a lot of action here at about this 4,400. Might be a heavy ask here all the way from 4,500 into tomorrow, but maybe it's like 4,450, right? 4,475. We'll see. Again, no idea, right? But best thing you can do is not pretend to know, not have a bias, and just trade what's in front of you. Ooh, Amazon. Come on, baby. But alright, y'all, I'm out of here. Much love, and I hope to see you guys tomorrow at the Open. Alright? Later, y'all.